Hi Kuku Tribe and welcome to Conversations with Banke. Today we're sponsored by Moe and Shandong. I cannot wait to introduce you to my next guest. He is an influencer, he's a style icon, he's a girl dad, he's a fashionista, he's a serial entrepreneur, and he's a loving husband, all in one person. Can you guess who it is? I would love to welcome Noble Igwe. Welcome, Noble.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And you look
great.
I
try. I didn't want to say I try. I wanted to say I'm Noble Igwe. I always do great.
You know, one thing I love about you is your humor.
Thank you.
You are a natural comedian.
Yes.
You keep us all entertained.
Thank you.
So let me go straight into the questions because I'm sure everyone is eager to know more about you. I mean, you are a fashionista. You are a content creator. You are a film producer. You are a girl dad. You're a comedian. Okay, let me stop.
Yes, so everything that you mentioned, I kind of feel like the one that I'm most proud of is being a girl dad.
Yeah.
When I came for this interview, I was trying to make sure that I was able to finish on time so I could go pick my girls from school and take them swimming. But I'm everything that you said that I am. I love fashion.
Yes.
I love to create.
Yes.
And just because I grew up in Aba, and I moved to Lagos in 2005, that does not make me old. It just means that I started quite early and I've been able to do the different things. And at some point in life, I told God that I want to be able to do everything possibly creative that I can do. And I don't want to sort of get old and feel like, oh my God, somewhere in 2003, I wanted to do something and I didn't do it just because I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it properly. So now what I do is when I think about it, I do it. Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I will tell you how I first discovered you. I don't think I've ever told you this before.
No, I would like to hear this.
Okay, so I was designing an Igbo collection for another brand.
Yeah.
And I was like researching. I was like, oh my gosh, I came over your page. And at the time, you were doing a lot of like Igbo inspired styles. So that really inspired me.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing all your style tips and all your, that really helped me create that collection. So this was a long time ago. This is before I started this.
I'm not old, by the way.
I'm not old either. This is before I moved back to Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was a while ago. So, you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
What has been your struggles?
So the struggles are mostly the same across board, which is money. Money in the sense, I'm not trying to say I don't have enough. I do have to a reasonable extent, but the fear of going poor may be the thing that I hate the most. I kind of feel like that's my biggest struggle because if I get paid the amount of money I want, I can create. And you may not know this, but people think I'm a good writer. And I've not been able to write just because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not losing focus on the things that give me money. And my biggest struggle has always been that ability to do the things that I love to do for the love of it, not because of the financial benefit. And also being here, having a Nigerian passport, not being able to travel as you may wish to travel and go places that you may wish to go. People also being able to pay the value for your intellectual property, that kind of thing. It's just like a struggle. You mentioned something about doing everything Igbo, and I feel bad because I really, really still want to do a lot of those. But the thing is, when you have 2 kids, like I do have,
yes,
you now begin to sort of look at things and prioritize and say this is what gives you the most money. And because we live in a nation where you can wake up one morning, you're band Z, I can wake up the next day, you're band A. So you pay a lot more for electricity, you pay a lot more for diesel, and for you to be able to sort of sustain all that particular lifestyle, you have to work a lot harder. And sometimes working hard to make money takes away your ability to be a creative. I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes sense, and I can really resonate with that because the truth is, without funding, without finance, you really can't make the dream happen.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you have to kind of manage your dream so you're able to make that money. So you have some level of creativity, but you may not have that 100% ability to be 100% self-expressive because you have to manage your budget. So no, I completely understand you.
Like even we mentioned, like as a filmmaker, there's so many things I want to do. I just want to be able to take cameras to the street and ask people about forgotten dreams. Let me explain to you. Every single person that you see grew up with a dream in their mind. Some of them we're not able to sort of follow through because of something, hardship, ability of fund or whatnot. Sometimes I just want to be able to go out for 1 month, make videos of those people, get the conversations in.
Yes.
But we have to also think somebody has to pay for that content.
Of course.
So that's what happens today sometimes.
And is there any way around it? Is there a way you can get sponsorship? Is there any way you can, so for example, to do this project, is there a way you can partner with an Amazon Prime or one of these new streaming platforms that can help you that can pay for it?
I mean, it can do that, but the thing is, like, with all respect, also all these platforms, sometimes when it gets on those platforms, then it becomes scripted.
Okay.
So when it becomes scripted, it loses the originality. So for me as a creative, I am big on the originality of my projects. And sometimes when I have to sort of, with all due respect, how they have like some rom-com, you have to get somebody who is non-binary, you have to get somebody who is just so, it sort of takes care of every single person.
Yeah, of course.
And sometimes I just want to tell a single story and
that of what is on our streets.
Exactly. So
that's fair enough. Fair enough. I love that you like to share people's dreams and kind of focus on actually the reality of what's happening in Nigeria. So you tell Nigerian stories in a very real way.
Okay.
And I guess I resonate with that as well because my work is all about telling Nigerian stories. What part of Nigeria, I know you've spoken about what you find frustrating, which is the inability to travel as you like.
Yeah.
What part of Nigeria really inspires you?
So what do you want to hear, the long version or the short version?
Both versions. I want to hear everything.
Okay, so like I said, I grew up in Aba, in Abia State. I'm the first child of a family of 5, 3 boys, 2 girls. I come from what people regard as a rich home. But I didn't want to be an Aba boy per se. I thought Aba was too small for the person that I wanted to be. So in 2005, I went for youth service and I wrote an exam for Virgin Nigeria to work in the airline. And I came back and I told my dad, and they had offered me ₦1 million as an annual salary in 2005. And I told my dad was like, he was going to pay me ₦1 million every month if I stay and work for him. And I said I didn't want to stay, I wanted to come to Lagos. But he asked me to make him some few promises that if I do move to Lagos, I wasn't going to stay with anybody's family. I was going to go to Lagos, I was going to find my faith, and I was going to do it on my own. So I moved to Lagos, I stayed with my friend's girlfriend in Bagada. And I started working at Virgin. And in 2008, I left Virgin to go to advertising because I needed to know how I could put my creativity into sort of advertising. And in 2009, I left paid employment to work for myself, and I've been working for myself all through 2009 until date. In 2012, I launched the first ever delivery service called 360 Delivery. In 2014, I launched Star VT. In 2016, I launched Tries by Noble. 2017, 18, 19, 20, I launched Culture. I have continuously do these things.
So you are a serial entrepreneur.
Yes, so that kind of thing. And the reason why I was able to do this without having to borrow money, without a loan, was because I could live in Nigeria, be a party promoter at night, make profit, use the same profit to start a new business. When I started the delivery business, I went into a store and I bought 10 bikes and a small picanto in one day. And I didn't have anybody funding me. Wow. So I have continuous, like even right now that I make videos, like I started making videos with my phones, from my phones I made enough money to buy a camera. From one camera I bought another camera, gimbal, microphones, the different things that I thought that I needed to make my business a lot more profitable because I'm Nigerian. So the Nigerian story keeps you like afloat. The Nigerian mentality, make sure that you continue to push. And I don't want to brag, but I also want to say I'm one of the first ever influencers that got actual pay for influencing fashion. But I've also gone ahead to do different things afterwards just because I'm Nigerian and I live in Nigeria and I've been able to reinvent my person and I've always been able to say. So right now, someone can say, oh, Noble, I wanted to wear a piece of my outfit, but I also want the outfit to be on Star VT. I want the outfit to be also be on your page. I can also like charge money for those things. They say, oh, I want to do something. I wanted to cover the event. I wanted to be that person who can do all those things. And I could do that to a large extent because I'm Nigerian. I'm also one of the people who can go from Nigeria to anywhere in the world and do those things and come back home. I have never thought about living outside of Nigeria. And I think I like that a lot. Also, I love the fact that I'm Nigerian. In 2020, I did a project called 1,000 Smiles. So what I did in that year was I drove around, it wasn't 2020, maybe 2017 or 18. I drove around Nigeria by road, capturing 1,000 people smiling.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And I feel bad I can't do that anymore. Security, something. But I had a team, we got 2 cars, we drove around Nigeria in every state, every major city, and we captured 1,000 people smiling.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
From what I can get from what you're saying is that you are inspired by the
Nigerian spirit.
Yeah, the Nigerian spirit, which is, which I would say is actually positive. We have always have a positive mental attitude.
Resilience, yes.
We keep going.
Yes.
We are resilient,
yes,
no matter what, and we have the ability to keep pushing forward.
Yes.
And I have to say that energy really it inspires me too. I find that, you know, it really you just like, okay, well, tomorrow you take each day as it comes, and you just keep pushing. Okay, that's really interesting.
Thank you.
So do you have 2 daughters? You spoke about your 2 daughters, which is your favorite
most important thing.
Yes, exactly. In terms of, you know, women empowerment, everyone, we're always talking about empowering women empowering each other, you know, being a strong woman, being respected, holding your own. How do you teach your daughters this?
So, you know, I'll tell you a personal conversation I had with someone recently. So we're like in a group of men in the evening hanging out, and someone said, oh, I really pity somebody who's going to get married to Noble's daughter, because he would think that he will have to sort of deal with Noble's wife, or the actor, since Noble, he's going to deal with. And this is because I try as much as possible to put the affairs of my kids first. So I take my kids swimming. I take them to school every morning, by the way. Bring them back from school. I take them swimming on Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and it doesn't matter what I've done the night before. I have to take them swimming. I have to make sure that I'm involved. I have conversations with my daughters. I tell them how important it is. Like in our house, we don't do, oh, I'm going out. We tell them where you're going to.
Yes.
I will have actual conversation. I let my daughters, they like videography and photography, so I let them play around with the cameras, with the phones and everything. But most importantly, I'm also teaching my kids that they can be anything that they want to be. Yeah. So, like, you know, by the grace of God, we're going on for summer, and I'm not saying, oh, we may go here. No, I tell them what we're going to. I show them the houses we are likely going to stay in, and I let them make that decision. I also tell them how much it was going to go for and everything. You know, I also teach them by sort of inspiring them to know that as a woman, they also have their own rights and their will to do different things that they want to do. Most people do know. A lot of people don't know that my wife works as a brand manager in Friesland Wamco.
Okay.
And as a brand manager in Friesland Wamco, she goes to work every day at 6 in the morning. She comes back in the evening. But my kids know that mommy goes to work. They see her go to work. They see mommy being able to travel on her own for work. Like she just came back from Ghana on Saturday. So they know that as a person, they cannot sell themselves short. They need to know they can achieve anything that they want to achieve. So when mommy wins a award, we bring it home. And sometimes when they can go for it, they go for it. When we have people who are doing so well in the society, we show them pictures, we show them videos, also make sure, like, you know, it's basically making them know that they can be anything that they want to be. So we don't do that whole thing, what song do you want to listen to? When I get into the car, they know how to press media, they know how to go to Spotify, they know how to select the song that they want to listen to.
So they're independent.
They're independent. You know, they go to the salon, they decide to choose the hairstyle that they want. Like, you know, they decide, you know, they can come to say, oh, can we sleep at 9 today? You know, they ask for those things. So we try to raise kids that can speak for themselves, also in the changing world. You know, so one time my daughter asked me, how come I don't wear a shower cap when I want to go have a bath? And my first answer was, men don't wear it. Then I stopped. I was like, oh, like some men just don't like to wear it. So, because, you know, I wanted to also be able to teach them that a lot of people have different choices. People sort of go different ways. But for me, I decided not to wear a shower cap just because I don't want to wear a shower cap. But most importantly is to raise your kids to know that they're enough.
Yes,
it's to raise their children to know that there's no boy child or girl child. There's no, they have, like, I don't have to explain.
There's no limitation.
There's no limitation. They can be anything they want. They can ask anything. You know, you can't say, oh, it's for boys. We don't do that kind of thing in the house. You can, oh, it's only boys or something, you know, that kind of thing. Or then can I do gymnastics? Oh, like it's for boys. If my girls want to play football, they play football.
Of course.
There's no, this is for girls, this is for boys. So when I say that the most important thing in my life at the moment is because every single thing that I'm doing,
it's for them.
It's for them, and you know, and I make them know that it's for them. You know, we don't do all those. Oh, you know, you don't say. I hug them every morning in school.
Yes.
Yeah, when you drop them, you hug them, you blow a kiss before you leave, and you do all those things.
Yes,
You know, that kind of
amazing.
thing. You know, when they're swimming, you make videos for them. You show them their videos. When they make progress, you recognize the progress that they're making. When they don't do so well, you sit them down, you talk to them.
Yes.
I have two amazing daughters, Jasmine and Eliana. Jasmine is 7, Eliana is 5.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that for you. And I love that you're such a hands-on dad, and you're all about, you know, starting them off at a young age,
Yes.
you know, with a good support system. And, you know, you speak about your wife.
Yes.
Are you happy to speak about marriage life?
Yes, I'm happy to speak about everything. Yeah.
In this, you know, Nigeria, the environment, everyone says marriage in Nigeria is tough.
Yeah.
How do you navigate this?
So marriage in Nigeria, marriage anywhere is tough. We're not going to, listen, let's not try to paint it. But marriage anywhere could also be cool. So in every time there's a marriage, someone has to be like, let me give you an example. So I grew up in Aba. When I was growing up in Aba, you go to Mr. Big's only during holiday, Christmas and Easter. My wife went to school in London, so they used to go for, you know, pub, dinner, brunch, and all the rest of them. So her idea of what a social life should be was different at the time that we got married. So maybe one of the evening, she waited for me to say we're going on a date. Me, I just be like, what's happening that we're going on a date? You know, that kind of thing. But at the time when I have to learn that in a marriage, you have to compromise, have to pick up new habits, you have to learn how people sort of react. My wife's family, they were like 3 girls. They didn't grow up with cousins or whatnot. In my own family, we had cousins living in a house, you know, those things. So I grew up very communal. So she has to learn how to be acceptable and also be very communal. So you have to look at your partner as your friend, and you have to also let them know, even in terms of problems, that you, let's say for instance, you've broken this glass. My issue with you is like, you've broken this glass. It does not mean I love you less. It just means that we are fighting over the glass that you've broken. It does not affect how much we love each other, you know, that kind of thing. So people need to have that conversation. And you need to also, and I don't mean this because it's personal to me, but you need to also make a lot of money as a Nigerian man, whether you feel or not. It's the truth. You need to make a lot of...
What are you saying about Nigerian girls?
I don't mean what was like, you know, like you need to make a lot of money as a Nigerian man, because this thing, you know how, like, you know, I'm an Igbo boy, like I said to you, you know, let's say for instance, if you're an Igbo boy and you live in, for instance, in a rent-paying facility, and you marry an Igbo wife, when the month ends, she's not trying to meet you. She's not trying to meet you halfway. So if you want a good marriage and a happy marriage,
make a lot of money.
Just enough for yourself. Yes.
I love that. I love that. And I love your honesty.
Thank you.
So you are able to navigate marriage. You have beautiful, well brought up children.
Thank you.
You're a stylist, you're a serial entrepreneur. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
Yeah, the only thing I want to share with you is I don't think I've even started to sort of hit where I want to be. And every single year I sit back and I want to do something different. And this year I want to be able to create relatable content. And I may be calling you because I want to put cameras in front of people to say talk with no direction. So people can go in between, weave around different topics and do different things that they want to do. But most importantly, I say this all the time, for every man and woman that is in their house that have inspired their husband to dress better, you owe me something. For every child out there thinking I'm part of your family member because your daddy has saved a lot of my pictures to copy my style, you owe me something. For every single Nigerian who has gone ahead to become an influencer because you copied my style, you owe me something. I will not stop influencing every single one of you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we definitely give you your flowers here.
Yes. Oh.
And
okay.
should we do a toast?
Yes.
What are we toasting to?
A box full of Banke cuckoo.
And
a lot more Banke cuckoo and abundant blessings. Thank you.
Abundant blessings.
Yes.
Cheers.
They got it on camera.
Yes.
It's on camera.
It's on camera.
And I'm going to do a get ready with me when I get my box.
Okay, yes.
Banke cuckoo. I'll be like,
no problem.
Did you watch that show? This was what they sent. Yeah.
So now you can hold me to it.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much for speaking to me
Thank you so much
today.
for having me.
I've loved this conversation, and Thank you for inspiring so many people with your style. We can't wait to see even more from you.
Yes.
And yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being Banke Cuckoo and making people wear a monogram happily.
Thank you.
It goes a long way.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I had such a great conversation with Noble. Don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section on who you'd like me to speak to next. Until the next time, have a great day. Bye.